Hello, myself Mandar from Protean CRA. I am welcoming you to this edition of NPS पे चर्चा कहे सुने और करे. As the largest central record keeping agency, Protean has always been in continuous engagement with the stakeholders of NPS through various mediums like NPS educational videos, podcasts, social media campaigns, Instagram, etc. As a part of this, we have recently initiated a series of chat show programs where we invite industry leaders to get their views on topics of immense significance. National pension system has been implemented and being operational since past 15 years with a subscriber base of more than 6 crore and asset under management, that is AUM, of more than rupees 8 lakh crore. Further, NPS has been adopted by more than 10,000 companies for their employees. Today's discussion will revolve mainly around investment philosophy adopted by pension funds and returns generated for the subscribers and on fund managers' performance. And to talk on this, today we have an eminent guest, Mr. Balram Bhagat, CEO and whole-time director, UTI Retirement Solutions Ltd, who is associated with financial industry for more than 3 decades and has a vast experience in mutual fund industry and the pension space. He is joined by Mr. Amit Sinha, Group Head, Social Security and Welfare, Protean eGov Technologies Ltd, who is instrumental in successful implementation of NPS. Welcome Mr. Bhagat and Mr. Sinha. I now request Mr. Sinha to take the discussion forward.
Thank you, Mandar. Welcome Mr. Bhagat to this discussion program. Our objective is that through this program, we tell the audience a little more about NPS, what they see in the mainline media, what is happening, and considering the fact that you and your team are handling the investment of more than 8 million government subscribers, it is equally important that they hear from you that what has been your experiences, what has been your I would say the understanding how NPS is different from mutual fund. And here I want to tell the audience also, Mr. Balram has more than 3 decades of experience, which is almost equally divided between the mutual fund industry and the pension industry. So my request and my first question to Mr. Balram Bhagat would be that can you tell what are the subtle differences you see as the head of the largest pension fund in the pension space, that how it is different from mutual fund, and how do you say that the pension fund investment philosophy is different from the mutual fund?
See, actually, in fact, most of the investors are, as of now, desirous of knowing what is the actual difference between NPS investment process, management process, what is the difference between mutual fund industry and NPS scheme. Now, let me tell you, mutual funds have got total different objectives altogether from NPS. And the objectives of mutual funds are multicentric. There are schemes which are catering to the different needs of the investors. The needs may be short-term needs, medium-term needs, long-term needs. The liquidity requirement of the investors also may differ, and risk appetite also may differ. So, in mutual fund industry, there are so many schemes. Investors can go and choose as per their risk appetite and as per their needs, and also as per what objectives they have in their mind. Now, in case of NPS, it is unicentric. Unicentric means it caters to the main requirement of retirement planning. We will take care of your sunset years, provided you have a proper system of investments, whether it is through systematic investment plan mode or lump sum mode. The scheme is designed in such a way that it caters to all types of requirement of the investors to get into the scheme and plan accordingly, right. So, main thing is mutual funds are multicentric, catering to different needs of investors, liquidity requirements of the investors, whereas we are unicentric. That is the main thing here. The second thing is the investment process. Now let me tell you, when you are investing in an NPS, you all, even from the fund management angle, we are long term fund managers. That means the investment philosophy is that we are only long only fund, whereas in case of mutual funds, this may be totally different ball game altogether, depending on the scheme features and depending upon the needs of the investor. Whereas here, because since you are planning for retirement, let's say for example you are 35 years of age, that means I take it like this, that your investment will keep on flowing in till next 25 years. So this is a long only fund, and that is why while deciding the investment universe, we are more focused on safety component of it, right? Then you have returns, then third is lower expense ratio, and fourth is tax efficiency. These are the parameters on which NPS stands far better in other terms. As far as investment universe is concerned, PFRDA, our regulator, has been very categorical in that. Say for example equity investments, we are not allowed to invest beyond top 200 companies by way of market capitalization. So our investment universe is defined, and this investment universe of 200 stocks clearly indicates that we will be exposed only in large caps and top 100 mid caps. So volatility of the fund will be very much controlled. Now if we go to say corporate bonds, again PFRDA is very harsh on credit rating perspective. As per our regulations, we are not allowed to invest in any script which is below AA rated. You will not find these kinds of regulations in other industry, right? So we are not allowed to invest in below AA rated companies, and ratings also should be dual. That means it should be having at least 2 credit rating agencies ratings. So what I want to say is the prime focus is on safety, and if you are properly maintaining an investment universe of say top 200 and with all these regulations prescribed by PFRDA, I am sure that returns will automatically get generated, because ours is a growing economy, and there is investors should not be concerned about from risk angle or from other angles. Even if it is market linked product, I am sure that our concept and our regulations, all other parameters will go in favor of better returns and better perspective for the investors.
So thank you Balram on this. So just to tell the our viewers on this point, and before we move to the second question, there were certain words which as an expert he has used: liquidity, long term. This is essentially what he is trying to say, that as a fund manager, when I have to give the money back in the next 3 months or 6 months, I will plan my investment accordingly. But when I know that I have to give the money back after 30 years, I will plan my investing differently. So that is one point Mr. Balram called out. And the second he told, when I am investing in equity or in any instrument, there are safety parameters which the regulator has built in, and there are internal governance parameters as a fund also they have built in. So it is like, if I have to use it, you take a good car, it has airbags,
Right.
it has a proper rear view mirror. So all those aspects are built in as a part of the fund management.
Yeah.
So let us move to the next question, that in the given scenario where people are living longer, people are leaving the job earlier, so planning for a future, planning for an extended retirement period is one of the major issue. So how do you think that NPS is the right product to plan for retirement?
Yeah, in the current scenario, this is also a very relevant question, where disintegration of joint family system has already taken place. You will rarely find joint family systems as of now. Migration of children is again one of the issues which every family is facing. On top of that, the average lifespan of individuals have increased. Say for example, during independence in the year 1947, the average lifespan was below 50 years. Now it is around 72 years. That means your longevity has gone up. At the same time, the expenses will also grow because of inflationary tendency. Medical expenses will go up. So all these things are giving a proper background and for retirement planning. At the same time, so as of now, after retirement, on an average, people are supposed to live for more than 2 decades. That means proper arrangements have to be made so that you do not get into financial crisis during your sunset years. Now, looking at these aspects, if I do the study of various products available in the market as far as retirement planning is concerned, we can surely say that NPS is far ahead in terms of its features, in terms of its benefits, in terms of its safety of the funds. So on all parameters, NPS scores far better. And let me tell you, this has been a very, very minutely thought product. All the things, your investment universe, investment style, investment features have been kept into mind, and even regulations. If you talk about that in various industry, say for example whether it is mutual fund industry or it is insurance industry or banking industry, NPS is totally different. This is one of the most well regulated scheme. You will not find in any of the industry, you will not hear this word that the regulator is reviewing the portfolio of each pension fund manager. This is only going on in NPS. Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority reviews the portfolio and returns and all parameters. They review every quarter. And this is a very, very you can say unique feature of this regulation, that we have 2 entities who are reviewing our portfolio on regular basis, giving certain indications, right? There are do's and don'ts, and of course the investment universe has been so particularly framed by the regulator, then that risk element substantially goes down in comparison to other products. So NPS, I will say, this is the best retirement planning product for an individual to get into, and it's a long only product where the risk element, as far as you move with us, the risk element keeps on getting diminished. So have faith. This is one of the best designed product, most well regulated, right? And this product will take care, I can say with confidence, that of your sunset years in a proper way as far as returns generation are concerned and all other parameters associated with investment style and investment universe. So you are here basically more secured, that safety, liquidity and returns. Only in case on liquidity front, NPS scores lower. That means we have limited liquidity. Why we have limited liquidity? Because this is a specific product which caters to retirement planning. So we don't want to give you exit windows before you retire. That is the basic objective. So that is also one of the merit. It should not be considered as a demerit of the product. And on all parameters, right? In addition to this SLR, safety, liquidity and returns, then you have tax efficiency, and then you have lower expense ratio. This is the lowest cost financial product in the whole world. And when I say this, I say with full confidence. There are no products in the market which can claim that my total expense ratio TER is not more than 25 paisa, right? And that is what gives us a leading edge over other products as far as return generation and generation of your retirement corpus is concerned. So, I think there are no second thoughts on retirement planning subject. If you want to choose, it has to be NPS, right? Recently, in the year 2020-21, that taxation aspects was also resolved. Earlier, this product was under EET regime, exemption and taxed at the time of withdrawal. Now, that T has been converted to third E, right? So, now the product is also having triple E status. So, I can say without any doubt that there is no substitute, there is no better product than NPS as far as retirement planning is concerned.
So, thank you Balram, and it would be quite an assurance to our viewers, primarily because you look after the investment of the government subscriber, that it is very well regulated, it is taken care of, there is a proper review. But that brings to my third question in this series program is, many government people, these government subscribers are spread across the country, smaller town. So, they have this anxiety that our pension money is invested in share market, stock market, and if the stock market goes down, my pension money will go down. So, how would you like to address your viewers on this point? I am told that you invest almost 15 to 20% of your money in stock market. And there are people who may be investing over a period of time because it is deducted from their salary. So, they may have a genuine concern that what happens, how do they protect themselves, that all of a sudden when they are nearing 60 years of age, at that time the market has go down. What is the precaution? One, their money is getting invested, they can't do anything about it. It's like an autopilot, the car is moving, I can't stop. So, what are the precautions, or what are the assurance, I would say, I am very sure there are precautions. What are the assurance would you like to give to the viewers in this regard?
Yeah. First of all, let me just deal with this word safety. Safety is never absolute. Let me tell you, it's a, you can say comparative, you can say statement. Whether one is safe, the other is not safe. It's just like the water is hot or water is warm, but in comparison to what, right? So, here I will say that safety depends upon two or three major things. Number one, the asset allocation pattern which our investors are choosing, right? Because NPS gives a clear cut 4 types of investment baskets. One is equity, the other is corporate bonds, the third is government security, and last but not the least is alternate assets. Of course, in alternate assets we have maximum exposure defined by PFRDA up to 5%. Now, coming back to equity, equities in the long run have outperformed all other classes of investments. Now, when you are investing in a retirement plan, the automatic side of the story is that you are going to stay with us for long term, right sir? And nowhere in the world you will find that if you have stayed for 15 to 20 years in a even 100% equity scheme, your funds have depleted or not have not given adequate returns. So, one thing you should keep out of your mind, that is, equities are risky in the long run. They are not risky in the long run, they may be risky in the short run or maximum in the medium term, right? Short run means if you have an objective of running away with the profit in say 1 year or 2 years, so you are taking a big risk. Here you are not coming for that with that intention. You are coming with an intention that this is retirement plan, I am going to stay for 15, 20, 25 years in the scheme. And let me tell you, even the equity component, in fact, as per our experience of my experience of last 30 years, I have seen that the equities in all types of market, if you stay for a long term, this has outperformed other asset classes, and not by a small margin, by quite a big margin. So that should be removed from your mind if you are a long term investor, that equities are having big risk. Number two, as I told you in the beginning itself, that even in equities, PFRDA has defined the investment universe to be only top 200 stocks in your economy by way of market capitalization. So I cannot expose even a single paisa beyond the top 200 companies, right? But this top 200 doesn't mean I have to be exposed in all 200 companies. It's an active funds management. We are there to choose. As of now, you will be astonished to know that we as UTI Retirement Solutions Ltd have exposure only in 68 companies out of the top 200, right? So we are very, very, very cautious on the fact of the risk, right? And we do not take even a single bit extra risk because we are managing a retirement fund. Coming to the aspect of corporate bonds, in fact, the whole NPS industry, all the pension fund managers are very, very cautious as far as investments in corporate bonds are concerned. You will be astonished to know that more than 88% of the whole NPS funds are invested, as far as corporate bonds portfolio is concerned, are invested in AAA rated companies, right? Only 10 to 12% is invested in AA plus or double. So the industry is extra cautious on two things. One is safety, the other is returns, right? And of course, if we maintain discipline and the guidelines of PFRDA are maintained meticulously, I have no doubt that this product is going to be the, you can say, real budhape ki lathi for all our investors who are joining NPS.
So thank you, Balram. What an assurance. And Mr. Bhagat and his team manages an asset of more than 2,38,000 crores. And when he says this, I am just trying to picturize in mind that I am going in a bus. We are all, traveling in a bus, and there is a driver, and there is an assurance the driver is, well equipped to drive the vehicle. The vehicle has been checked before it is driving. And more importantly, if the speed limit is 80 kilometers on a road, he is driving at 60. So he is doing all the right thing. So he is very sure to take us to our destination where we are supposed to reach.
Safely, yeah.
Safely. So my next question, Balram, would be that in this budget, the new tax regime and the old tax regime, there is a sharp, difference. And now people up to 7.5 lakh rupees need not pay any tax. And progressively, new tax regime is supposed to be made better. So one of the questions which people may ask, that as this tax benefit, which was 1.5 lakhs plus 50,000 on NPS, it was forcing people to save. Now that people need not save up to a certain tax bracket and take the benefit, what is your suggestion to people, that should they take more money, spend it on lifestyle, or should they save? And obviously when it comes to saving, we are talking about long-term saving.
Yeah. Lot of debate is going on with regard to old tax regime and new tax regime. Now let me tell you, as far as NPS is concerned, till 2014-15, there was no extra tax benefits for investments in NPS. 80cc D1B came in only 2015, right? The scheme started in 2009. So for the first 6 years, we had no extra tax deduction in NPS. The only point on which we used to sell this product was lower expense ratio. And I myself used to, wherever I gave presentations to investors community or the IFA community, financial advisors community, we used to make it sure to convey that if a product is having a expense ratio of 2%, NPS having an expense ratio of only 0.25%, there is a, from the first day itself, the gap is of 1.75%. And if that is calculated for next 25 years, right, so the 1.75 into 25, that will make something around 42% extra, that retirement corpus. So retirement corpus, more retirement corpus would be generated on account of single benefit, that is lower expense ratio. Now after that, ATCC D1B came into picture. We were very excited about it. And then in 2018-19 or so, ATCC D2 came into picture, where employers' contribution up to 10% of basic was also tax deductible. But the point here is not tax deductions. As long as old tax regime is there and you have an option of old tax regime versus new tax regime, you can calculate yourself which one is better. And if you think old tax regime is better, so continue to reap the benefits till it is there. So that transformation process will not happen in a single day. It may take 2 or 3 years or more down the line, right? So till it is there, reap the benefits. Once it is no more, reap the benefits of lower expense ratio. NPS is very, it's a product which is having, you can say, benefits all around. It's not only a single thing. Say for example, a EEE regime we were talking about. See, at the time of retirement, if there are no tax liabilities on your withdrawals, that itself scores over any other product. And if you go, through the performance of last say 14 to 15 years in NPS, you will find that we have performed far ahead of our competitors in retirement plan category, whether it is from insurance sector or from mutual fund sector. So I think that should not be a point of concern for the investors. Till you think that old tax regime is better, right? Keep on taking the benefits, and if that regime is no more, right? Again, there are other benefits in the NPS which will definitely lure you, or you can say it will inspire you to be in NPS or to further contribute in NPS. As I have told you, this is not single aspect where we are scoring higher than other products. On multiple aspects, we are scoring on better than other products, right? So if you go through the features of the NPS scheme, that itself is a big bonanza for the investors. You can choose and change the asset allocation pattern yourself based on your risk appetite, based on your needs, based on your whether your objective is now in near terms to be achieved. So all those things are not available in any other product. Say for example, you can change the pension fund manager without exit load. Which product gives you this option? So it is portable across jobs, locations, and it is also giving you full freedom to implement your thought process in NPS scheme. All these benefits you will not find in any other retirement plan or any other pension product available in the market. So it tax element is one aspect. I agree with it, and but don't be only. This should not be the only discussion point, right? That is what, there are other benefits in the scheme which will take care of better days for you ahead.
So it's a pointed observation to the younger generation who are getting into the job market currently.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have the salary in the threshold level of 7.5 lakhs. So, one is that they can continue to be the old regime, or even if they move to the new regime, nothing stops them for using that disposable income to save for their golden years.
Correct.
And then they can spend for their other regular day-to-day requirement. So, I will just have the concluding questions on this aspect, because NPS is the only product in my understanding where somebody can start at the age of 25 and continue to the age of 70, 75 investing in it. And after that they can take a pension from there for the next 20, 25 years they are alive. So, this question is more directed towards the people who are on the verge of retirement, or some of them who have crossed just 60 years. Should they also open an account in NPS, continue for next 15 years? And the people who are in the verge of retirement, I am talking about 55 to 60 years, how should they look at their NPS investment? Should they take out the money at 60? Should they continue up to 70? What, as a market expert, you would like to advise them?
Yeah, this is also relevant question in the current scenario. See, there are two aspects to it. One, as you told, that it is available from 25 to 70. Sir, actually it is available from 18 to 70 years of age. Any person, whether it is resident individual or non-resident individual, they can enter into NPS between the age of 18 to 70 years and can keep on contributing till 75 years. But normal retirement age in the definition of NPS is still at 60. That means for the persons who are joining before 60, they will be allowed to do their exit withdrawals and taking annuity at the time of 60, or they can further keep on contributing till the age of 75. Now, your question here is basically you want to ask me whether people should further continue to contribute till 75 or they should do exit withdrawals at the time of their retirement. Now, this question can be answered only by the investor if he needs regular flow of income post retirement, that is post 60 years. Then there is no way out. For minimum 40% you have to buy annuity and go for regular monthly income or regular quarterly income, whichever your requirement is. So, it depends upon the need of the investor. If he thinks or she thinks that now she needs a regular income post this age, so that activity can be done. That means exit withdrawals can be done. If requirement is not there, kindly understand here that if a monthly pension or regular income you do not require at the time of say 60, so you can keep on contributing. Let the corpus further grow, right? And whenever you require, because the exit withdrawal door is open after 60 to 75 years. So, all the authority is entrusted with you only, right? So, the day you need, you can go for annuity and you can go for withdrawal. Best part is from 60 to 75 that even withdrawals can be spread. So, even if you have annuitized 40% of your money for getting regular pension, right, you do not need to withdraw the remaining 60% in a lump sum. The exit windows can be spread and you can keep on enjoying the fruits of growth in NPS, and whenever you require you can take the tax-free withdrawal, that is the part of 60%. One more question which I wanted to address here, which I forgot in the thing. See, in NPS the tax deductions as of now are given under 3 different sections of IT Act 1961. One is 80C, the other is 80CC D1B, which was only formulated for investments in NPS.
Which is 50,000 rupees.
Yeah. And the third is 80CC D2.
That is the employer piece.
Employer contribution. So, even in new tax regime, the first two may go, but 80CC D2 will be there because that is employer's contribution.
Correct.
That deduction employees can continue to have. So, for younger generations, in leave aside 80C and 80CC D1B, more important is 80CC D2, which is going to be there intact even in the new tax regime. So, by way of tax deductions for employed persons, there won't be a large difference as long as you take the benefit of 80CC D2. So, I hope I have answered your question number one.
Absolutely.
That if you do not require regular income post your normal retirement, don't go for buying annuity. Let the corpus grow and keep on contributing till the age of 75. In between, you have the authority to do that anytime you like. Whenever the need arises, go for exit withdrawals, go for annuity, and enjoy the fruits of your investments which you have done throughout your life.
So, thank you, Balram ji. It was wonderful having you for this session.
Thank you.
I believe that the viewers would have loved to hear from you, and they would be more well informed in time to come to take a decision. Me and my colleagues in Protean CRA, we give unhyphenated information about NPS, about retirement planning in our various social media program. And we request all our partners and stakeholders to do that. Our mission at Protean is that to make India a pension society, and we all should have sufficient social security build up in time to come. So with this thing, we close the session for today. Thank you.